The
Re
spring always makes me feel like it's now time to do a little re-evaluation of what's happening. Many of us do some spring cleaning in our yards and in our homes, but I think it's a really important time to kind of do that for yourself as well. Um, to just think about what is it that I want? What are the barriers to me achieving my goals, and what do I need to shift gears to help me along the way? And this can be something very simple, like trying to balance your time. Well, not simple, um, but something like balancing your time a little better, or prioritizing sleep, or whatever it is that you feel like you would like to cultivate. Spring is an amazing time for, we have this sense often of New Year's resolutions, this time of change, that cultivating commitments that we often have January 1st. And in some ways, that's a good time of year because there's a lot of nurturing that happens in the winter of kind of going within. But now we have this energy of expression, of energy, like literal energy that we have happening all around us, that we can harness, that we can climb onto that wave and help us. So it's a really good time to shift anything that needs shifting for yourself, for your well-being. So if there's something that is happening in your life that is not um, aligning with your intentions, if you have some habits or some relationships, or you need to let go of something or add something, whatever it is, now is a good time to try to think about those things and cultivate some change. You can kind of use the energy around you of the earth to support your capacity. It's like a little rocket booster to help you with your personal cultivation of well-being. So close your eyes and think about that. What are your what do you align with? What is the true north of something that you're struggling with? What is it that you want to create in your life? And can you learn to say no to anything that doesn't align with this? And this is hard work, kind of keeping an alignment intact and in front of the mind, so that you make choices according to this alignment is not easy to do. Habits are hard to break, unconscious patterning is hard to bring to the light. So as you sit here and breathe, drop in and feel into the energy around you. Are you in a room that has some sunlight? Have you been outside yet this morning? Did you hear birds chirping? Can you sense the warmth in the air? Have you noticed some flowers blooming in the last few days? Is there some mark of spring that you've reveled in? Whatever you have found, can you absorb some of that energy and lean into the earth? Let it support your goals. We too are a part of nature. We too can harness the energy of the season. Are there any barriers that you are aware of to aligning yourself with this intention that you're having? What can you learn to shift? As you set an intention for your practice, can you find one thing, just one thing to shift? Maybe something to add into your rhythm of mind or rhythm of action. Maybe it's something to let go. Take one step, just one small step toward shifting, toward aligning. As you formulate that commitment to something, can you land the commitment not just in the mind, but in the heart? Allow yourself to breathe some life into it. Breathe deeply. Relax what you can. Remove resistance in the body. Melt through your face, melt your shoulders. Feel a sense of connection with the ground. Place your hands together at your heart and bow in. One more time, setting an intention, creating an intention. And then relax the hands. So adjust your seat. We're going to be here just for a few more moments. We're going to do a little breath work. So alternate nostril breathing. I'm pretty sure all of you have done this. So right thumb on right nostril, high on your nostril, not at the nostril tip, and then left ring finger on the left. And we're not trying to push our nose. We're not trying to push our nose off to one side. We just want to have a gentle pressure. So don't hold any of your nostrils just yet. Feel the alignment of your spine grow, drop some weight into the pelvis. Get yourself comfortable and easy. And then if you want to drop your head just a bit, that's okay. Relax your eyes, soften your brain into the process of this breath work. And then begin. You're going to close off the right nostril and breathe in through the left side of your nose. And then you're going to close off the left and breathe out through the right. So always the way Nadi Shoshana goes is you breathe out and then you breathe in through the same nostril and then you switch sides. So out and in and switch. Whenever we have pressure gradient change, whether it's alternate nostril breathing or kind of putting a little pressure on both nostrils at the same time, we power wash the sinuses a little bit. We have a little bit of waking up of the strength of the diaphragm. So this is a little spring cleaning. There's lots of ways of using breath to spring clean. And we might do another one of them later, but this is just one. So while you're keeping going, relax your face. You can drop your head a little bit, feel the alignment of your spine, soften your shoulder of your right hand that your right side that you're using your hand with. Make sure that you're not tipping the head to one side or dropping the head one ear. Allow the sense of closing off the nostril, but not pressing really hard onto your septum. Notice if one nostril is harder to breathe through than the other. Can you feel the chambers of your sinuses expand, that the pressure amidst your sinuses is helping to open things up? And if you feel like you need to cheat, if you feel like, no, I'm just going to quickly slip open my other nostril, there's no such thing as cheating in yoga, right? You are just doing what you're doing. So if you're having trouble, perhaps your nose is just too congested. It is springtime. There might be allergies happening for you. So don't worry if it's not something that's available to you today. All right. And as you come to complete this next round, make sure you're breathing out through the left to finish the process. So whenever you get to that point, let go of your hand, sit with a good full posture and enjoy a breath that's moving through both sides of your nose at the same time, both sides of your sinuses at the same time. Enjoy the open space. All right, let's go ahead and move our way onto our back. All right, so we're going to lie down on your back and just feel into what's happening in your body. Take stock for a moment. So you don't always have to just get up and go really quick into your practice. Take a moment to really feel, how's my body today? Are there any places that I haven't noticed today? Do I feel, inflamed? Do I feel relaxed? Do I feel tense? What are the conditions of the state of your body that you're noticing right And before we move, melt everything. See if you can give yourself the opportunity to let go of the morning, to let go of what's coming in the day. Just surrender into this moment. Notice your breathing. See if you can breathe through your nose as much as you can, at least on the inhale. The more we can train ourselves to be nose breathers, the better our well-being and health will be. All right, let's begin to stretch. Reach the right side, reach the left side. Just come into that sense of opening things up. Let your body wake and enjoy the space that you're creating. All right, we're going to inch our shoulders over to the left and inch your legs over to the left and create a little C shape. Only go as far as your body is happy with. And then stretch into that C shape as much as you can. Feel the right side of your body open. Keep some weight in the pelvis, some weight in both legs, the weight in both shoulders. And then come back, inching back to center. And we're going to go over to the other side. So the shoulders shift over to the right, arms overhead, legs shift over to the right, ground your pelvis. So only go as far, that sometimes this can be a little messy around your SI joints. So you just want to make sure that your body is content and we're just opening things up. So reach into the sides of your ribs, breathe well. And then come back to center. Bend your knees and bring them in toward your chest and rock a little bit, just swaying from side to side. All right, full breaths here. And relax with your knees in. Give a good little squeeze. We're going to come into happy baby pose. This might be kind of deep, and if it is, you can make a different choice and just hold behind your knees instead of your feet. But if you can, just compress a little bit, knees toward chest, lengthen your spine. Take a deep breath. Okay. All right, and then stretch those limbs wide out. Spread like a star, wiggle your fingers and your toes, roll your wrists and your ankles while you're out there. Keep breathing. And then on your next exhale, knees in, head comes up, round the spine a bit. One more time, expand open. Exhale, draw in. One more time. Put your head down, right knee into the chest, left leg long on the floor. Get to know your hip joint a little bit. Give it a good squeeze. Lengthen through your spine. Feel free to move your feet around if you want. Enjoy the compression and then switch and enjoy the openness of the right hip and the compression in your left. Find your breath. And then we're going to switch again. And we're going to go a little faster now. So right knee in and then left knee in. Then right knee in and then left knee in. And just feel a little bit of turning on of your core. And I'm just getting used to some mobility in the hip joints as you hug one knee and then hug the other knee in. How's your breath? As you start to warm up your core and your range of motion here, notice your breathing. Relax your head. All right, and then put your feet flat on the ground, arms straight out to the side, and just take a deep breath. Take your feet a little wider than your hips, maybe to the edges of the mat, and let's just start twisting here a little bit. Windshield wipering your knees left and right, and feel your opposite arm stretch away. So as knees go left, stretch your right arm. As your knees go right, stretch your left arm. Bring your knees into your chest and just rock some circles. Circle the knees one direction. And circle the knees another direction. And then open the knees up, away from the midline. Bring back in, just getting your hips to open up a little more freely. And then pause there with your knees as wide as they will go. And, kind of find just the sweet spot. So you can try bringing your knees a little toward your shoulders and then a little bit away from your shoulders, and just find just where you want to be and stretching open your hip joints. Lengthen through your spine, breathing well. Feel free to move your ankles around while you're here. And then bring your knees back in. Pick up your head. One last time, start. Big breath. Exhale. Knees in, head up, and then roll over onto your side. All right, come back to child's pose. Settle your hips back toward the heels and walk your hands out in front of you wherever they want to be. So if your shoulders don't like arms overhead, you can always make a different choice. There's no rules. Okay, just follow your body. You're in charge. Relax your forehead toward the floor and feel compressed in your hips. Walk the hands over to the left so that you have a lot of length and space. That C pose we did on the floor, an extension of that. Reach into the side body stretch. Relax your head. And then come back to center and find your way over to the other side. Soften the skull, melt, and breathe. All right, relax and come up onto all fours. Start moving the spine, swirling about. Breathing deeply, rounding the spine, arching the back, just coming into any kind of movement pattern that feels really good in the body. Okay, you can continue with cat-cows, or you can move the spine around any way you want. All right, now curl the toes under and stretch back towards child's pose with your feet curled under, if this is okay for your toes. And just open up the bottom of your feet. So, our practice today is going to be about opening up lots of places in the body, just, kind of opening the windows, letting the fresh air in. So now let the fresh air into the bottom of your feet. And when's the last time you did this, where you really stretched open the feet? And then relax and come on up onto all fours. Relax your feet. You can smack your feet on the ground if that feels comfortable, or you can just be neutral. And then let's roll through the rib cage. If you were with me on Monday, we did this feeling of having your torso inside a paper towel tube, where you're trying to touch the inside edges of the paper towel tube with your rib cage. So let's enjoy some of that rolling through the inner tube. And then go the other direction when you're ready. Moving the ribs around, breathing as you go. And stretch back towards child's pose one more time. Curl your toes under and lift to dog pose when you're ready. Okay, so now let's stretch open, open up the windows in your calves. Get some fresh air in your calves. So one heel down, bend your opposite knee. You can move through this, pedaling your feet quickly or slowly. What feels good to your body? Okay. So find your breath, breathing deeply, breathing fully. Lift the heart up toward the pelvis and stretch. Ground through the index finger mounds a whole lot. Full breaths in and full breaths away. Melt into your neck. Now remember, we're trying to open up space. How do your ribs feel here? Can you give them lots and lots and lots of space? And then walk your feet forward and come into Uttanasana. Fold, let your head relax. Feel free to bobble around your head, move your shoulders, whatever feels good. Okay, bend your knees a lot, ground your feet, and then pick up your hands and hold. Interlace your hands behind your head, right at the base of your skull. Your palms are there, right at the base of your skull. And just pull down just a little bit and maybe in, so your chin tucks. Stretch the whole back line of your spine. Open up some windows back there. And then relax, halfway lift. Thigh bones back, spine gets longer. Stretch the full back legs, stretch open the feet, broaden the bones of your feet. Then exhale, melt. Climb up, reaching the arms to the sky, finding that sense of space. Open the breath up, spread your wings, lean back a little bit, open the heart. Then cactus the arms and hug the shoulder blades toward each other. Breathing well. Okay, one more time, arms up. Imagine you have a lap bar that you're pulling down, so gently pull down, elbows come down all the way toward your sides. One more time, arms up. And then release, shake things out. All right, so often we've done this before. I want you to kind of smack your skin, even if you have long sleeves on, just kind of use your hands to wake up your skin. Okay, we're gonna go everywhere, so you can all along your ribs, and you're gonna do your whole body. So if you can, reach behind you with some loose fists and kind of gently pound on your kidneys a bit. Breathe while you do this. Okay, get onto your sacrum, your hips, your legs. Don't forget your feet, maybe even the bottom of your feet. So you go all the way up to your head. And just around your ears, around your skull. Very gentle smacks on your face. And when you're ready to stop, notice. Stand in Tadasana and just notice. Feel alive. Open up the breath. Every breath in, imagine this new energy. Every breath out. Release. All right, take a deep breath in, arms come up. And then exhale, arms down. Interlace your hands behind your back. Open your chest, bend your knees, float forward. Hands away from the spine wherever they go. Relax your neck. And then release your hands down. Inhale for a halfway lift. The spine gets longer, thigh bones back, spread open the bones of your feet. And exhale and melt and fold. Relax your neck. One more time, full breaths. Come into your breathing body. Exhale and release. Okay, we're going to take our hands underneath our feet. So walk your palms underneath. Take your fingers all the way down to your heels if you can. All right, and then have some weight. Come down into your hands with your feet. Bend your knees. So this is not hard on your back. Turn the eyes of the elbows forward. Lift your chest a little bit. And exhale and melt. Unwind your hands. Halfway lift, hands on blocks or legs. Exhale and fold. Step your left foot back. Right foot comes forward, a lunge. Open up through your spine. Find your breathing. And then let's begin to bend and straighten the front knee. You can lift your toes off the floor when you straighten the leg if you want. Whatever feels good. Check in with your back. Make sure your spine is staying long and not super rounded. And then place your back knee onto the ground and open up your chest a little bit more. So back to the side body stretching. Hand on knee, open things up. Find your breath. And release your hands back down. Lift your knee up. One more time. Straighten the front knee. Bend the front knee. Ground yourself. Feel your roots. When you're ready, rise up. Remember, we're inviting in everything that aligns. We're leaving behind everything that doesn't align. This is hard to do. Okay, so just enjoy the alignment. Feel your heart lift. Okay, and then cactus the arms, release the hands down, back foot comes forward, fold again, melt your head. Halfway lift, the spine is taller and longer, sit bones are high. Exhale and melt again, relax your neck. Step your right foot back, come into a lunge. Feel where you want to be in space. Do you want to adjust your legs at all? And then let's begin to bend and straighten that front knee. You can move quickly, you can move slowly, just move. Okay. How is your breath? Can you breathe and move simultaneously? Can you feel the breath help the rhythm of mobility in your body? All right. Let's go ahead and place the back knee down. Just feel the openness through that hip flexor, stretching open your hips. Rising up, bring your left hand on your knee or on your thigh, stretch your arm over. We're not going far and we're not sinking, we're not collapsing, we're rising. And then release the hands down onto the ground. Pick up your back knee, give yourself a moment to ground yourself, to feel where the earth is, give yourself to the earth, and then rise up on this side. Lengthen your body up, enjoy. Open up your heart. There's so much space in this pose. There's a lot of rising tides. So feel into those rising tides. Bring the energy into your body. Ground yourself. Okay, and then if you want to cactus your arms on the way down, whatever feels good, place the hands down. Dog pose. Long spine here. Breathing well. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Come forward into a plank. Hold yourself steady. Ground yourself. Feel the work now of your core. Breathe well. Feel your side ribs expand as you breathe in. Condense all the way on your exhale. When you're ready, lower yourself down to the ground. You can put your knees down to support you. Roll the shoulders a few times, open things up, cobra pose. Exhale and melt back down. Take your arms wide, take a deep breath and lengthen again. Stretch your legs, maybe one at a time, maybe both. Breathe while you're here. And then exhale and melt. We're gonna take our fingertips next to our shoulders wide. Take a deep breath in, lift up, turn left. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up, turn right. Exhale, melting down. Come up on tall fours. If there's any tension in your back, let it go. Maybe pick up your feet and sway them from side to side. Maybe just move your hips, your shoulders, whatever feels good. And then back to child's pose. Finding your breath. Come back up on tall fours. We're going to bring our right foot forward. You can always move through dog pose if you prefer. Okay, lift your back knee. We're going to come into a twist. So you get to decide how far you want to be here. You can put your hand on the floor. You can put your forearm on your knee. You can put your elbow on your knee. Okay, we're taking a twist. The back thigh lifts, sit bones widen. Round through your front big toe, extend the spine, stay inside your beautiful breath. Push against the twist with your breath. And then release and relax. Back foot comes forward, fold, bend your knees a lot. Halfway left. And step your other foot back. Our left foot is forward, right foot is back. Hand can be on the floor for a twist. Elbow can be on the outside of the knee, forearm can be on the knee. Take your version. See if you can match what you did on the other side to this side. Lift the back thigh, wide sit bones. Finding your breath. All right, come down, hands down, dog pose. Take your feet wide, maybe to the edges of the mat, turn your toes in. Find a full, big, huge breath. Okay, walk your feet forward and climb up to stand. Turn to the long edge of your mat. Find your breath. Legs come wide. Let's just start with a side stretch. So open things up. It's okay to support your hand on your leg wherever you go. Finding your breath. Exhale. Other side. Let's get into the legs a little bit. Come into a wide squat. We're going to lean forward. Just get into the legs. You can put your elbows on the inside of your knees if you want. Stretch open your inner thighs. Feel free to rock left and right. Feel free to be still. Breathing here. Ground your feet, four corners of your feet. Okay. While you're down here, we're going to straighten your left leg, bend into your right knee. Just go wherever your body goes. Once again, just stretching the inner thighs. So just trying to touch into a lot of hidden crevices where we can just allow some stretching to happen. Think of it as breathing into open doors. And then come back and inch your way over to the other side. Stretch through your inner thigh. Lengthen your spine. You can be hands on blocks. You can be hands on floor, just depending on how deep into the bend your knee and hip can go. Go ahead, come back to that wide squat. Lengthen through your spine here, breathing well. And then we're going to rise all the way up. Standing star. Reach the arms to the sky. Okay. Now, if you're a little dizzy, you can always come back toward the midline with your legs and just pause for a moment. But if you're okay, you can do this with holding a block or not. Your choice. But we're going to kind of go around the circle. So bend into your right knee. Go over to the other side and rise up. Breathing as you go. Okay, we're going to pause at the top. Find your breath, standing star. My feet are turned out, so just kind of go wherever your body is comfortable. We're going to go the other direction. So now, depending on your range of motion, you might just be like right in here where your knees don't bend a super lot. You may go much deeper. Just go where your joints guide you. Breathing well, a full circle. All right, next time you get low, we're going to stay low. We're going to end the circle in our low spot. Lengthen through your spine. Finding breath. And then rise all the way up. One more time. Standing star. If you're dizzy, take a break. Come back to the center. Okay. We're going to do some moving goddesses. If this makes you dizzy, you just stay in goddess pose instead of flowing. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. You go at your breath, not my breath. Your breath pace. Notice if you lean into one leg. See if you can be balanced. Anything you want with the arms. Twice more. All right, then stay wherever you are. Doesn't matter where your hands end up. Feel free to rock a little bit and to your left and to your right. Feel free to just ground and be really steady. Feel the four corners of your feet. Lift your chest, lift your head, be upright. Full breaths. Right hand on your thigh, lift over to the side. Keep breathing. Left hand, lift over. One more time each side. Breathe well. And over to the other side. One more squat. Stay here. Feel the burning of your legs. Ground into it. And then rise up. Standing star. Turn back to the front of your mat for a dog pose. Enjoy your legs coming closer. Enjoy the symmetry. Come into the breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Come forward into a plank. Hold yourself steady, let the breath travel to the side bodies. Lower yourself down safely. Find your breathing, arms down at your sides, palms facing the floor. Take a deep breath in and lift everything up, arms and legs and chest. The neck is long, so don't fling your head back. Stay in the breath. Keep breathing as you move here. So your diaphragm's gonna actually move your body. You won't stay in one shape. Okay, exhale. Hands underneath your head. Pick up your feet and just windshield wiper your knees left and right. Come back up onto all fours. Move your body around however you feel is comfortable for you. Breathing well. Lift to dog pose when you're ready. Right leg lifting up. Exhale, bring your knee right to your chest. Plank, knee into your nose. Or knee into your chest, I should say. Lift it back up. Swing it through one more time. Place your foot down. Now remember, this transition is not always so easy. So you can always, if when your leg is in the air, you can always come down onto your knees and then bring your foot forward to rise up. You do not have to swing if that's not available for your body. Come up to stand, wide legs again. Find your breath, bend your knee, right knee, elbow on your knee or hand on your butt, and stretch open to Parsvottanasana. Enjoy all the open space through your whole side. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Feel your feet spread out and ground. Open things up here. Okay, climb up. Turn your feet the other way. Parsvottanasana on this side. Shoulders away from the ears. Stretch through that whole side body. Ground your legs. Root your feet down. Breathing well. Come back up. Okay. Turn your feet forward. Let's go ahead and relax 2 hands down. Relax your head, soften and settle. Breathing well. Heel toe your feet in. Full breaths. All right, a little squat. Bend your knees as much as you want. And then we're going to rise up. Drop your seat and lift your chest. So we're going to come into tree pose. But before we do, let yourself ground. So give yourself a little moment here to feel Tadasana. Close your eyes. Feel your feet. You can bring your feet wherever is comfortable. And just breathe here. Notice, what have you cultivated in your mind and body so far in your practice? Are you feeling warmer? Are your joints a little looser? Is your mind present in the body? Have you had an opportunity to breathe well? Yeah, let's put some of this together. Ground your weight into your right foot. Pick up your left, and you can go anywhere you want. It could be at your thigh or at your calf or even your toes still on the floor. Find your way, and if you're wobbly, if you feel like you're all over the place, then grab a wall to go near a wall so that you have some balance support. Melt your neck and shoulders. What are you aligning to? Can you feel the focus? Let your focus be a boon to your alignment. And I don't just mean the alignment of your body, although the alignment of the body will give you the sense of alignment that you're trying to cultivate. in the mind? Are your actions aligned with your values? Do you make choices based on what you want, or are they unconscious and habituated? Okay, let's change sides. All right, pause in Tadasana before the other side. Feel free to kind of climb up onto your toes and back onto your heels. Feel free to be very still. Breathing deeply. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. So bring your foot to the other side, wherever that side is. Ground yourself. Before you bring your arms into the equation, feel your roots, stabilize your leg, use your core, soften the knee. And then bring your arms into space wherever you want. Breathing deeply. Let your gaze be very focused. Neck is soft, eyes are soft. Jaw is soft. Can you have alignment that's not hard? Focus that's not hard. Does it feel good to be centered? Release that leg down. Find a breath, rise up, exhale, and float and melt. Relax your head. Halfway lift, the spine is growing a little taller. Exhale and melt and fold. Relax your head again. Step back to dog pose. Extend the spine. Come forward into a plank. Deep window of breath here. All your breath out. Ribs expanding on your inhale. All right, find the floor. Find your breath. Okay. Everything comes up again, so you can choose the arms behind you, or maybe this variation, you want to have your arms above your head or out to the sides, your choice. Lift it all up. Find your breath. Exercise your diaphragm. Let melt and fold. Come up, fold into child's pose. Now, oftentimes it's very difficult to go right into child's pose after a back bend, so feel free to move your spine around in any way that feels good before settling back to a deep compression in your legs. Once you do get there, enjoy the compression in your legs. Put your knees in a comfortable place, support yourself in any way you need. Come up onto all fours as you're ready. Inhale your right arm up in the air. Exhale and slide that shoulder through. Breathe well. Inhale, lift that arm up. Place the hand down onto the ground and switch sides. Lifting the arm. Exhale, slide that shoulder under. Enjoy the space. Breathe into whatever you're stretching and feeling in the back of your body. Relax your neck. Inhale, arm back up. Hand down onto the ground. All right, and then sit back onto your heels. We're going to come into a hip stretch. So you have a choice between pigeon pose or reverse pigeon pose, or eagle legs on your back. Okay, so whatever feels best. What I mean by eagle legs on your back is just laying on your back, thigh over thigh, drawing knees to chest. You can do reverse pigeon with your right foot on your left knee, grabbing onto your left leg, or you can do full pigeon pose. If you're in full pigeon pose, Make sure you take whatever support you need. Okay, so remember, we're not trying to overstretch our hips. We're just trying to get into the hidden places, right? We're trying to get into the nooks and crannies and open up some windows. Melt through your skull. Especially if you're in pigeon pose, make sure you have your head resting on something. If you're in reverse, your head is already resting on the ground, or at least I hope it is. So if it takes a lot of effort to reach your legs in reverse pigeon pose and you feel like your shoulders lift up and your neck lifts up, stick a blanket or something under your head. And if you're in pigeon pose, a block under your forehead can be very soothing. Follow your breath. Regulate your relaxation response with your exhales. All right, come back up. Switch sides however you like to switch sides. Maybe you're doing a different pose on one side versus the other side. Just find what's right for your body. Support in whatever way you need. Breathing well. Remember that the head relaxed does a lot for the body. It gives you a deep sense of ease when your head is not having to be held. Scan your body and find places that you can surrender. You are ready. Find your way out of this pose. All right, we're going to sit cross-legged again. So get up on the edge of a blanket so that you are comfortable, that you're not, rolling back, that you have support. And just feel the alignment of your spine. We're going to do a seated twist here. So cross your legs in a comfortable way. Okay, lift one arm up and we're going to bring it to the outside of the knee and twist to the side. Drop the shoulders, open the chest, decide whether you want to turn your head all the way or turn your head back to look at your opposing knee. Okay, come on up. Change sides, hand to the outside of the knee, the other hand is behind you to support. Drop the shoulders, open the collarbones. Try not to push the chest way forward. Stay supported through the central axis of the spine. How is your breath? All right, and then come back to a seated posture. Okay, now we're going to do a little breath of fire, but if this makes you dizzy, I would just return to some normal breathing. This is not something that everybody does well with, so we won't do it for very long. And if you don't, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, then you can stop. So the way this breath work goes is that we're going to pull our diaphragm in strongly on our out breath, and our in breath is just going to naturally come in. So it's kind of like a billows, those things that you go like this with to put air onto a fire in a fireplace. So we want to have a billows in our breath. So we're going to draw our diaphragm in and up strongly, forcefully on the exhale, and then a natural inhale will pop in. So it's quick, breathing through the nose. So relax your eyes, close your eyes, soften your jaw, open up your shoulders. You can drop your chin ever so slightly if you want to just make sure your brain is in a restful state. Make sure your stance is comfortable and your posture is stable. You're gonna breathe in and then a quick force of the exhale, like a little internal Heimlich where you're drawing the diaphragm in and up. And so the rebound inhale will just happen. When you feel like you just do a few rounds and then stop and breathe normally and then try again. We don't want to hyperventilate here. So maybe, do 5 or 10 max and then just return to some breaths. Normal, good, healthy breaths. And you can repeat a couple, 3 times. If you feel the sensation of hyperventilating where your limbs start to feel tingly or you're dizzy, then you know you're doing too much. When you're ready, just return. Pick up your chin, open up your throat. And then exhale and round the spine like a C, big cat cow. Tuck your chin. Inhale, arch your back, lift your chin. Exhale, round your spine. You're gonna come off your seat, come to lay on your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit, swaying from side to side. Notice what your brain feels like. If you do a little too much or a little too forceful in that, it can lead into hyperventilation. So you just want to let your body rest now. Okay, put your feet on the floor. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Windshield wiper your knees just a little bit. You can turn your head in opposition of your knees. All right, now we're gonna set up for Supta Baddha Konasana. Now I have a bolster, so I'm lucky in that way. Maybe you do too. So take the variation of Supta Baddha Konasana that's best for your body. For me, I'm going to stack my blocks and then put my bolster on top of that stack so that I have a ramp. So I have one block on the middle height, one on the low height, and then the bolster on top. You can do that heart bench blocks with just a blanket on top too. And then I'm going to take another blanket and open it up and turn it into a snake. If I had more props, I could just put one blanket underneath each knee. Okay. Because I'm using one blanket, I'm going to put it on top of my feet and then tuck the snake kind of under my outer hips, not under my pelvis, just at the nook of your hips so that your hips are supported. You don't want to stick this all the way underneath your pelvis, because that won't be very supportive to your hips. We're trying to support the hips. And then you might have all sorts of other props. Maybe you want a blanket under your head. Maybe you want a pillow underneath each arm. Make sure your hips are supported to whatever place is comfortable for you. You can also do this with your body just flat on the ground instead of up on a bolster or blankets or blocks. So find whatever you have, whatever props you have to make a little nest for yourself for Supta Baddha Konasana. All right, so we just enlivened a lot of the body. Now it's time to turn the gears and shift into more restful states. So slacken your jaw. Rest the brain and the skull, rest the skull on your support. Melt the shoulders. Surrender your legs as best as you can. Surrender your arms as best as you can. One of the beautiful things about this pose, besides the restorative nature of it, is that you get to be open in your pelvic floor, your entire belly, chest, even your throat. So all of our vulnerable places get to have a little bit of their own version of the open windows. So breathe to your pelvis, breathe to your low belly. Release your diaphragm, breathe into your ribs. Every breath out, melt a bit. See what can melt somewhere in your body. Melt. When you're ready, straighten your legs. Maybe stay on your perch. Maybe you're done with your perch and you want to just spend a moment back on the floor. Mount again and again. Sleep. Begin to breathe. Melt your body. Imagine the wave of your breath is bringing everything you need to you. Everything you don't need releases away. Drinking in the energy of spring. Releasing what you're ready to let go. A bit of movement. As you're ready, you can move your feet. You can move your arms, whatever feels good. Eventually, taking your time to come onto your side. Be careful if you're still up on a bolster that you roll to your side comfortably. Eventually, taking your time to come up to sit. Let's bring our hands together on our heart and mouth. As you become more aligned with what it is that you want to cultivate in your life, and learn to make choices and thoughts accordingly. This is strong energy. Alignment energy is strong energy. So let's send some of that focus to someone you know who needs it. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. Hope you have a wonderful day.